The Ecomobl ET Pro is a challenging board to evaluate. I ended up rewriting the review twice, each time leaning toward completely different conclusions. What ultimately changed my perspective was this small red vibration dampener. It completely turned things around, making the ET Pro a beginner board I can finally recommend, with a few caveats of course. Recently, some ET Pros have had issues with vibration. When the rider accelerates or brakes, the rear truck wobbles in a corkscrew motion. eSkate Unity even made a video about it, which you can check out through the link below. At first, I thought it was just my unit, but after looking into it on forums and Facebook groups, I realized the issue was more common than I expected. No matter what adjustments I made, the wobble wouldn't go away. I was close to abandoning the review altogether until this little dampener arrived. This vibration dampener fits around the deck side bushing. Initially, I was doubtful that it could handle the strong wobbling forces I experienced, but after installing it and taking the board for a test ride, my confidence in the ET Pro was restored. The wobbles, wiggles, and vibrations were completely gone. The board felt stable, even during hard acceleration and braking, with no signs of the previous instability. This dampener made a significant difference, turning the board from dangerously shaky to highly reliable. However, the dampener does reduce the rear wheel's ability to turn, so you'll need a bit more effort to make sharp turns. That said, the ET Pro is now incredibly smooth and stable, allowing me to hit 30 miles per hour without feeling unsafe or nervous. So if you were hesitating to buy this board because of the recent wobbling issues, rest assured it's safe to purchase, especially with these new vibration dampeners installed. The Ecomobl ET Pro in 2024 features an impressive LED system that syncs with your speed. To activate it, simply hold down the function buttons for a few seconds while the board is on. The system includes 2 bright front lights, 2 rear lights that respond to braking, and 2 underdeck LED strips that react to acceleration. The underdeck LEDs cycle through different colors when the board is idle, but when you start moving, the lights change according to your speed. When you stop or slow down, the rear LEDs flash red. These rear lights are extremely bright, making them effective even in direct sunlight, which isn't something you can say about most integrated LEDs on other boards. They really stand out and make you more visible on the road. The front LEDs are also very bright, helping drivers and pedestrians notice you better. However, because they're mounted so low, the light doesn't travel very far. If you plan to ride in the dark, you'll still need a higher mounted light, like on your helmet or in your hand, for better visibility. From my experience with the Ecomobl Telem mountain board, the all-metal planetary gear drives are extremely loud. The latest version of these gears is more compact, but it still sounds like riding a chainsaw at full throttle. This is easily the loudest electric skateboard I've ever tested. If you enjoy getting noticed, making a statement with noise, or getting an adrenaline rush from the intense sound of the planetary gear drive, the Ecomobl ET Pro is right up your alley. Personally, I love loud motors, and this board delivers a sound that's distinctively Ecomobl. What do you think? Does this board sound like a chainsaw or an airplane to you? The gear drive on this board uses a 4.6:1 gear ratio, making it incredibly torquey and aggressive. For a board that can be found for under $800 when on sale, the acceleration is impressive. In Mode 3, the torque remains strong, but the top speed is limited, so I usually stick to Mode 4, which offers the best combination of torque and top speed. It propels the rider to 25 miles per hour in just a few seconds. While the website claims a top speed of 35 miles per hour, that hasn't been my experience. If you're lucky, you might reach 30 miles per hour, but I've found it tops out at around 28 miles per hour on a flat surface. The planetary gear system in the ET Pro is an upgrade from the older ET model. The gear hub is noticeably smaller, allowing it to fit standard all-terrain AT wheels. This is a big improvement because with the older Telum BA, the hard rubber tires made for a rough ride on pavement. With this change, riders can now use almost any pneumatic tires available, which greatly enhances comfort and overall ride quality. The Ecomobl ET Pro comes with 15-inch RKP trucks, which are much wider than the standard ones you'll find on most boards. These extra wide trucks are designed to provide excellent stability, especially when riding in a straight line at high speeds. And when cruising at 20 miles per hour, the board does feel stable. However, I recommend that ET Pro owners upgrade their bushings to something firmer, as the stock ones aren't great. Switching to something like Riptide bushings can improve carving and enhance stability at higher speeds. The trucks also feature a 10mm axle and seem pretty sturdy. It's rare to see such wide trucks on boards in this price range. The board's deck is made from 9 layers of maple combined with layers of fiberglass. However, the composition doesn't make much difference since the deck sits on a giant rigid metal box, which eliminates any flexibility. The deck features a double drop design which lowers the footwell closer to the ground, enhancing stability and control. While the deck is mostly flat, the edges around the footwell have a slight concave curve. This subtle contour helps improve control while keeping the ride comfortable. The board does carve well, but only if you upgrade your bushings as I suggested earlier. The deck itself is rigid with a large, non-flexible battery box underneath, so getting a better set of bushings like Venom or Riptide is crucial if you plan on doing a lot of turning. If your main focus is speed, you can stick with the factory bushings and add the vibration dampener. However, be aware that this setup will make the board much stiffer, which can make carving more difficult. The board is equipped with a 12S3P 15 Ah 648 Wh battery configuration, and the ESC is rated to handle up to 35 amps of current. Initially, I was a bit concerned about the ESC only supporting 35 amps, but after testing the board with the 4.6:1 gear drive, which is built for torque, my worries quickly faded. The board has plenty of power, sometimes even too much. The ET Pro uses a Ling-E ESC, which has a reputation for being jerky. While the jerkiness has improved compared to my experience with the older Telum BA, thanks to the new motor design, it's still noticeable. If you're just out for a smooth cruise or carving session, the board performs beautifully. But when you push it to its limits and go from 0 to full speed, the ride can get a bit rough. The ET Pro features two 3,500 watt, 150 kV 6366 motors paired with a planetary gear drive system. This design encloses the motors within a metal alloy wheel hub, offering extra protection against damage. I really like the look of this new setup. It's more polished and refined compared to earlier versions. The board has a claimed range of about 25 miles, but with aggressive riding around my neighborhood, I only managed to get around 18 miles. The ET Pro also comes with regenerative braking, which helps recover some energy during your ride. As for the remote, it's a large Ling-E model with a big screen. The large display is great for easy visibility while riding, but the size can make it tricky to hold, especially when you're wearing gloves on colder days. The board comes with a standard 4 amp charger, which takes about 5 hours to charge from 0 to 100%. The warranty on the ET Pro is 180 days. Overall, the Ecomobl ET Pro is a solidly built electric skateboard with a rugged industrial design that uses more metal parts than almost any other board I've reviewed. This results in a tough, no-nonsense machine that sounds like a chainsaw and can tackle just about anything you throw at it. With its upgraded planetary gear motors, advanced integrated LED system, wide CNC trucks, and vibration dampening that keeps the ride smooth during hard accelerations, the Ecomobl ET Pro is a serious and distinctive electric skateboard that's sure to turn heads wherever you go.
I do.